Hello and welcome to the first episode of the British Dragon Ball podcast. Yes, we're very much like Tesco's. We do what we say on the tin, only without the shitty packaging. I'm your host, Sam Webster. With me tonight is the biggest Dragon Ball fan that I know, Terry Kane.
We do have lovely packaging.
We do. And we have lovely packages. We already went there. It's been 5 minutes, not even that.
No, I think it's like 5 seconds.
Is that a new record? So for those unaware, me and Terry do a main podcast called the British Gaming Podcast. However, over the past few months, we have been going on Dragon Ball tangents sort of every 5 minutes, and some of them have lasted a while. So we figured, you know what, maybe we should have an actual Dragon Ball show so that those who are interested in hearing us talk endlessly about Dragon Ball can watch that. Whereas those of you who aren't Dragon Ball fans can just get your gaming news like you want to over on the other podcast. So that's what this is. Hello. We've got a couple of topics for you. So it's two main discussion topics, mainly because they're quite big ones, really, aren't they? Do you want to tell everyone listening what we've got?
Alrighty, well, the first one we wanted to cover is basically, a while back we had a bit of a discussion about the spin-off Dragon Ball movies, so we're not talking History of Trunks, Bardock, Battle of Gods, or Frieza Resurrection, but the ones that aren't canon, and whether they could actually fit into the canon timeline. And then following that, we're going to discuss our thoughts on Dragon Ball Super, specifically the Goku Black arc. It's going to be very spoiler-filled, so just a heads up about that. And
that is also why it's at the end. So if you've not watched Dragon Ball Super yet, and you don't want any spoilers, you can listen to us talk about which movies could possibly fit into the timeline. And then if you want to just, cut off and not hear the Dragon Ball Super spoilers, we understand.
Exactly. And didn't you want to discuss a bit about the full-color manga release?
I'm glad you mentioned it. Mm-hmm. It's almost like we planned that. We genuinely didn't, but it's almost like we did. So I've already got all 42 volumes of the Dragon Ball manga. Read it through... I think I picked up the first volume of the Viz release when I was about 13, give or take. And then I picked up the 42nd volume in my early 20s. It took them ages to bring them all out, and then took me slightly longer to have the money for them all.
What was the release that you gifted to me? Because there were 7 volumes that you gave to me at one point.
Yeah, they did this really annoying thing where when Viz first released it, they did it in a different format, so the actual pages were bigger, and they had sort of the way they laid out the cover artwork and the logo was different. And then when they sort of standardized their line, they started bringing the rest out in their new, smaller size. And it just really bugged me having the first 7 big and then the rest small, so I gave the rest to Terry.
Hey, free manga, I wasn't complaining.
Yeah, I rebought volumes 1 to 7.
Yeah.
I actually need to buy a new volume 16. I daren't reread it too often. I've got a misprint volume 16.
Oh.
It's got there's an image all along the spine of the manga.
Mm.
My volume 16 is a first print run, and they put Piccolo on the side of it, which is meant to be volume 17 spine art, aka Dragon Ball Z volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they've got... the spine art is from the wrong volume on that print run. They quickly corrected it and reissued it. But I sort of want to get a corrected one so that my image on my shelf actually looks right. And also, I'm guessing someone somewhere at some point will probably want to offer a considerable amount for the misprint. There'll be some collector,
Yeah, I'd probably prefer to keep it for the novelty.
It is kind of funny to see Piccolo then Piccolo again.
Yeah.
They are re-releasing at the moment, so it's the exact same translation, the exact same text boxes, but it's much bigger size. It's about 150% of the size. It's basically gone from your standard manga size to it's more or less US comic size, if that gives you a frame of reference.
So like a trade paperback.
Yeah, like a trade paperback. So like your Batman graphic novels and stuff. And what they've done is they've gone back over the entire series and they've digitally colored it. They also made some other small changes, like in the original black and white release, they translated the goddamn sound effects. Whereas in the full... Yeah, that was annoying, right?
Yeah, although at the same time, when you're seeing all these sound effects in Japanese, if you don't know Japanese, it's like, what does that mean?
Well, it's weird. They kept the original Japanese sound effects in the full color re-release.
Yeah.
And then at the back, they've got a glossary, so it's like every page that a sound effect appears on, and the translation for that sound effect.
Oh, that is really cool, actually.
Yeah, so you could just flip to the back 2 pages and be like, oh, that was a whoosh.
I guess that's probably easier than having to change all the sound effects when they're having to redo it all in color and everything.
Well, a lot of the time they had to interfere with the artwork as well to do it.
Yeah.
Which, people are against. How dare they? Personally, it didn't bug me, but now I've got the two to compare. It bugs me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know any better.
That's the thing. It's like going from HD back to standard definition. You're just like, oh, how did I live with that?
Yeah, like when you went from VHS to DVD, and I'm sorry for our younger listeners, VHS was a very old video format. It's sort of like a cartridge with a tape in it.
For our newer listeners, from DVD to Blu-ray.
Yeah, there you go. When you jumped up, you didn't really notice it so much, but if you tried to go back down again, fuck me.
Definitely.
So it's really nicely coloured.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 7 out here, and I do actually have a bugbear with it, is the way they're releasing it. They're doing it by arc. So instead of being Volume 1, it's Saiyan Arc Volume 1, Saiyan Arc Volume 2, and then eventually Frieza Arc Volume 1, Frieza Arc Volume 2. And I get from a sales perspective, people are more likely to buy a Volume 1 than they are a Volume 4. But it just bugs me.
Yeah, that's the thing, especially if they're just trying to get in people that aren't already pre-existing fans. Like that's the thing I found when I was first getting into comics is I started around the time when the New 52 was starting, so I was getting issue 1s, which was quite nice from a sort of OCD perspective.
Hells yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I massively ramped up what I was getting when New 52 started.
Exactly. But
you saw my haul that I picked up yesterday.
Oh, man.
I may as well have just gone in and been like, 1 cement block, please.
But that's the thing. When you're new to a comic series and they're on like issue 200 and whatever, you're thinking, crap, what's a good starting point? So then you have to research into it or ask someone you know, and then it just gets to a point where you're working to find out what you need to start with.
Okay, so tangential point. What's your opinion on... So, Marvel are doing this thing at the moment where at the start of a new story arc, they put number 1 on the cover. And then if you look right down near the bottom, it still says, like, issue 12.
Okay.
So it's like, such and such arc, number 1! And then at the bottom, this is actually issue 12.
I like that, actually. I think that's a good way of going about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think...
There's a lot of collectors that are kind of pissed about it, and a lot of regular readers who are like, for fuck's sake, this isn't issue 1.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think part. Although I imagine part of the complaint is the whole thing of like it's large print like issue 1 and then the little print issue 12 at the bottom, which is kind of a bit of a bugbear there. But like,
it's sort of some people have said it's potentially misleading.
Kinda, yeah, actually.
Because you get that, right? Imagine you're new to comics, so you get that with the big number 1 at the top and the tiny little number 12 at the bottom. And then you come back next week and the comic shop hands you issue 13.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I think they should...
What happened to the others?
Yeah, I think the issue is the sizes more than like having the 2 separate numbers. I feel like if it was a bit more clear, then that'd probably be a bit better.
Maybe. The other thing that bugs me about this in particular, though, is that with Dragon Ball, I think you can start with the Saiyan arc. That's fine. We all did when it aired on UK TV, right?
Yeah, exactly. We didn't need to see Dragon Ball to kind of get caught up, I guess.
Well, yeah, my first experience of Dragon Ball was reading the manga, and it wasn't until the DVD box sets came out over here that I watched the anime all the way through.
Really? Didn't watch it on Toonami?
No.
Damn.
No, by that point I was moved out and I didn't have Sky.
Damn, I was a spoiled child.
Yeah, I had terrestrial TV. That was it for the years that was playing. I saw GT before I moved out. Lucky me.
Yeah.
But yeah, not Dragon Ball. That was my first independent years, so to speak. And TV was expensive.
I got lucky because I missed out on the Saiyaman arc, so I was quite lucky. I missed out on like the filler bits there because basically it was when they were changing from Cartoon Network to CNX, and then which would then become Toonami and NTL, who would then become Virgin Media. They hadn't pinged it to every box yet. Apparently, you had to call up and be like, "Oh, can you ping it over?" And it was like a purchase transaction of £0.0 to like add it to your subscription, and we didn't realise that. We were just like, where is that? Where is that bloody channel? Why haven't they added it
yet? Actually, this is a cringy one.
Yeah.
But during the Boo arc, I actually had to catch up on it at the weekend. So, Boo arc, I would have been in high school. And my parents, my parents were divorced. I was living with my mother at the time. And she had dropped Sky, so we didn't have those channels anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, but I want to see what happens. So my dad just said, well, I'll put the video player on record while I'm at work. Just set it on timer, and you can have your episodes and just watch them when you come visit me at the weekend. So I'd get to his, and I'd just watch that week's Dragon Ball back to back.
Nice.
And then we realised that actually they ran an omnibus anyway at the weekend.
Oh.
So I could have just sat and watched that and not made him make the effort, but there you go. But my dad decided he taped over an existing tape one week.
Oh, shit.
And what he didn't tell us was that the tape he taped over was a medical tape.
A medical tape?
So we get to the end of, it was Vegito versus Super Boo. It gets to the end of the episode, the credits roll, and then it just cuts to this doctor examining this guy's balls, saying, the signs of testicular cancer are...
I want Dragon Balls, not these balls.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Oh, God.
Hey, do you remember when Cartoon Network used to do the marathons? They were like, we're playing the entire Saiyan saga this weekend. And you'd call your friends and be like, yeah, the plans we had. Fuck off.
Yeah, I remember at one point as well, they had a bit where you could text in and your message would come up on the bottom, like how they do tweets nowadays on TV shows.
Oh, yeah.
And literally every single text was, will you please play the Dragon Ball Z movies? Please play the movies. But it was always a really bad text speak. So PLS, PLY, TEH, MOVIZ or stuff like that.
I think they got the idea, yeah. But before we transition into the movies themselves, I just want to say that the full color re-release, actually having the color there in a larger size, is doing enough to trick my eyes and my brain into thinking I'm seeing it for the first time again. Sort of like how if you're producing a piece of art, one of the best things you can do is you hold it up to the sun from behind so that you see it in reverse.
Yeah.
And then your eye sees it as a new image and you can pick out the flaws more easily. So I always finish a piece, go, that looks awesome, flip it and go, I am shit at art. It's having that effect on me. So it's really nice. It's really refreshing.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying to segue then, but that would have been a good one.
It would have been. But if anyone's going to get the Dragon Ball manga, the full color releases are what I'd recommend.
They do look damn pretty. I've seen
I've sent you
a
comparison photo, everything. Yeah. Look, Terry, look what I have. Do you have it? No. Because I'm an asshole.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But on the note of Toonami, do you remember when they did finally show the Dragon Ball Z movies and it had that really bad dub? I forget the name of the dub.
The big green dub.
Big green.
Yes.
Oh, God, it was so bad. And
the
Goku's
reason
voice was like so
that-
deep and serious. Just like, yes, what is it, Grandmaster?
And then they had to change some names, so I think they trademarked a bunch of the names over here, at least Funimation did when they brought it over. So instead of calling Piccolo Piccolo, they called him Big Green.
Yeah.
And that's where Big Green Dub then comes from.
Yeah, which Team
you want
4 Stars referenced a number of times. And I love them for that.
If you want to see an example of it, I think the first one they released was Lord Slug. And they released that as a DVD in the UK. And the DVD was called Super Saiyan Son Goku. They completely missed the N on Saiyan.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
And then they called that weird Kaioken mode he goes into Super Saiyan. It's like, no, King Kai, that's not it's not Super Saiyan.
No. Although, wasn't there a rumour that they were meant to do Super Saiyan, but there was a colouring issue?
I honestly can't remember at this point in time.
Yeah. Would be a bit overkill for a fight against an Namekian.
Yeah, and considering its placement in any potential timeline, that could be awkward as well.
Yeah, on that note.
We want to lay some ground rules. So the ground rules are we're looking at the Dragon Ball Z movies. So the Dragon Ball movies and the GT movies don't count. Likewise, we are not looking at, Terry?
History of Trunks, Bardock, Father of Goku, Battle of Gods, and Resurrection F, because they are confirmed canon.
Yep. So that pretty much, I think that covers all of the rules.
Yeah. Although you say GT movies, I'm pretty sure there was only one, wasn't there?
Yeah, the one with Goku Jr. What the fuck was that called?
A Hero's Legacy?
Thank you, A Hero's Legacy, that's right. The other rules are that we have to do this from memory, so we cannot be looking at a list. So Terry, close that fucking browser window.
I'm behaving, honest.
Are you? Oh, yeah. You forgot to say we're not including Yo Son Goku and Friends Return.
Oh yeah, because I forgot about that. I guess
is that an OVA or a TV special, or is that a movie?
Well, technically, History of Trunks and the Bardock ones are TV specials too, I think, as well. But on that note, there was that other episode of Bardock as well, so that won't be included too.
Oh, the fucking time travel one.
Yeah.
Let's just agree to never touch the time travel one, because that would be like a 5-hour ranty podcast. It would be faster for you to just go watch the fucking thing. Right, so let's begin. I know the first movie is Dead Zone.
Yep.
It was the first one I saw. I was always interested in... What was weird if you were living in the UK was that the Garlic Jr. saga played before we had any access to the movie.
Yeah, so then there's everyone being like, oh my god, Garlic Jr. is back, and I just assumed it was part of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, same. I was just like, who's this Junior guy?
Yeah, and then when I first watched Dragon Ball, I saw Emperor Pilaf, and I was like, does he become Garlic Jr.? To be fair, you could see why.
Well, I lucked out. Do you remember Race CDs, later called Beatniks? It's on Maglan Street in Norwich.
I've only ever known them as Beatniks.
Okay, well, I went in there when they were still Race CDs, and basically it's the second-hand shop for DVDs, video games, that kind of thing. And they had... Someone had traded in the American import of the Dead Zone movie.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. So I picked that up for, I think it was about £3.
Nice.
Yeah, and this was before I knew that there were tons of Dragon Ball movies.
Yeah.
So I got it home and I was like, oh shit, this is Garlic Jr. Right, okay, I'm with the program now. It was the Funimation dub. And yeah, it was a weird one. It was censored to a degree. You know when Gohan trips out?
Sorry?
You know when Gohan trips out?
Oh yeah, didn't he eat that weird fruit?
That's right, and then he has it looks like an acid trip.
Yeah.
They explained that in the dub I had on DVD. They were like, "Oh, he must be really tired. He's dreaming."
Oh dear.
Oh no, don't sleepwalk.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And I don't remember that DVD having the scene where Gohan pisses on Krillin's head. I don't remember it being in that release at all.
No, I think that was definitely left until the Funimation one.
Yeah. I'm going to say fits.
Yeah, although there is a bit of a flaw there. Like, Krillin sees Gohan there, but then in the first episode, well, when he first meets him in Dragon Ball Z, he acts like he's never seen him before.
No, right. So I don't think, while we're doing this, one of the things I forgot to mention is we're saying whether it fits, doesn't fit, or whether it could fit with minor alterations. And they have to be quite minor. So Dead Zone, I say, fits between, obviously, the end of the tournament where Goku fights Piccolo and Raditz turning up.
Yeah.
And I think all the groundwork is there for that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So Krillin does meet Gohan. However, Krillin's not told who Gohan is. Literally, Goku's just like, go grab Gohan, and points to him, and Krillin's like, he must mean that kid up there.
Yeah.
And off he goes.
But then he doesn't find it a weird coincidence that he's got the same name as Goku's grandfather.
No, granted. But he's also not explicitly told that's Goku's kid. So if you look at the reaction where everyone goes, say what? Krillin actually, and this is the same pretty much in the manga and in the Funimation dub.
Yeah.
Krillin walks up to Goku and says, "What's with the kid? Have you taken up babysitting or something?" Or words to that effect. I don't think that's an exact quote.
Okay.
And Goku says, "No, he's my son." And then everyone goes, "Say what?"
Okay, so yeah, I guess that's fine. That fits then.
Yeah, Dead Zone can fit without any alterations. So that's that one in the can.
Yep. Next up is, what was it? Oh yeah, the World's Strongest.
Is it World's Strongest or Tree of Might next? I know those are the first three. Dead Zone, World's Strongest, Tree of Might.
Definitely World's Strongest.
You're right, it's World's Strongest next, yeah.
Yeah. With that, doesn't fit.
No, not at all.
No.
So we should at least discuss the reasons rather than just sitting here and be like, nope!
Yeah. Well, for one, Goku has Kaioken and Spirit Bomb, even though Piccolo's still alive and it's before Namek.
Yep. Yeah. I was expecting you to carry on there. Gohan seems to have been trained.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It really just doesn't fit. For some reason, Bulma is back in the outfit she wore to the, I think it was the 23rd Budokai Goku versus Piccolo. Was it the 23rd?
I think so.
I want to say the 23rd. Someone will correct me, I'm sure. Comment sections are brutal. But no, she was back to that outfit and that hair, more or less, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah, that is right.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
And like them claiming that Master Roshi is sort of strongest in the world. It's like, well, Goku won the Budokai and everyone knows that. So Roshi hasn't held title of strongest for a very long time. I mean, even prior to Goku versus Piccolo, Tien won.
And
so
even before that, Master Roshi was disguised as Jackie Chun.
True. So Master Roshi has been succeeded by Jackie Chun, which is himself, granted, Tien, and then Goku. Like, where the fuck is Dr. Wheelo getting his information from?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how I suppose, to be fair, like, they were in... actually, no, not Dr. Wheeler. Who's the other guy? His the one that wishes him back? There's Dr. Wheeler, and then there's the old dude.
He has a name.
Yeah.
he does have a name, I'm sure of that. I don't know. Oh, I just remembered something about Dead Zone that's quite humorous.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. A lot of the movies have different names in Japanese.
Oh, really?
And if I'm not mistaken, the Japanese name for Dead Zone translates directly to Return My Gohan. That's the name of the film. Return My Gohan.
Wow.
Or it's something along those lines.
Oh, it's Dr. Koshin.
Dr. Koshin, thank you. I quite like the Team 4-star dub. of World's Strongest, where they do mock things like, "Where are you doing your research?" And like when Dr. Wheeler goes, "Why am I a brain in a jar? Why did you give me a robot fighting body? What possible use could I have for this? My brain is the size of a large pumpkin. How is it going to fit in her body?" It's like all these questions I never thought of while watching that terrible, terrible film.
Why?
Hey, look, it's Cybermen. No, they're not Cybermen. It's Cybermen.
Oh, good God.
So Tree of Might is next.
Yep,
Who wants to say no first?
Nope.
Nope. So, number 1. There's a Saiyan. They seem to know what Saiyans are.
Yeah.
Yamcha, Tien, and everyone is alive.
Mm-hmm.
And do I need to say any more at this point? Like,
let's
Goku can't
see.
go Super Saiyan.
Piccolo's still alive, and Kaioken is a thing.
Yep.
Let's see. Nobody seems to be surprised that Goku can turn into an Uzaru. Not Goku, Gohan.
Oh yeah, Gohan just transforms, and everyone's like, yeah, that.
Yeah.
You know about this. Which, yeah, they weren't aware of that until... Well, I can understand it to a degree, because Goku used to transform. Gohan is Goku's son. Gohan has a tail, therefore logical extension. I mean, they figured that out on Master Roshi's island at the start of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's true.
Roshi actually asks, does he act peculiar during a full moon? And Goku just says, nah, we go to bed pretty early.
Yeah, all I can think of is Team 4-Star. Bum, chicka, wow, wow.
You bastard. I was taking a swig of drink when you did that. I just drank so hard not to spurt it everywhere. So Tree of Might is out.
Yeah, my memory is really bad with Tree of Might. I'm just feeling like there's something else we're missing as well.
Magical fruit is bullshit.
Magical fruit is indeed bullshit.
Doesn't Goku use the he uses the Genki Dama.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. I've been reading the manga for so long now that a lot of the time I will just switch in between the anime names for stuff and the manga names for stuff. So Spirit Bomb will sometimes come out Genki Dama. Krillin will sometimes come out Kuririn. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just...
Hold on, one
they're
sec.
interchangeable to me. Like King Kai, Kaio-sama.
Weep.
Yeah. You try reading fucking 42 volumes, right? When they're called different things. Like, it still freaks me out to see Piccolo with 4 fingers in the anime. Because he only has 3 in the manga.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Piccolo's got 3 fingers in the manga. And I didn't even notice it until a friend pointed it out to me. And then I went back over several volumes. I was like, holy shit.
Why did you point this out to me?
Yeah, I couldn't stop looking.
Oh, dear.
Right.
Yeah.
What
next?
We've got the Bridge movie. So I sort of see the movies in packs and sets, and I see Lord Slug as bridging the first and second set, so that's how I always remember that's number 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Or as it was known on that horrible big green dub, Super Saiyan Son Goku!
So that full Super Saiyan thing is bullshit.
Yeah. We're saying no, aren't we?
Again, Goku can do Kaioken, not full Super Saiyan, Piccolo's alive.
I think we could do this with a large modification. So he speaks to King Kai during the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And King Kai explains how Lord Slug is a super Namekian. And they already know what Namekians are, so they've been to Namek.
Yeah.
That's happened. Now, if we say that the false Super Saiyan is actually Super Saiyan, and we make that change... Actually, things start falling into place.
Yeah, and we could say that it's like right afterwards, and Goku's having trouble like transforming because he's still getting used to. Well, then again, when
No,
we
can't do that.
No, we can't do that because when he meets Trunks, he does it at will.
Exactly, he's already mastered it on Planet Yardrat.
Yeah.
Look at us nerding out. So I think you would have to swap the false Super Saiyan out entirely for Super Saiyan, but outside of that, you could say with some lenience that it could be in the 3 years training for the android's arrival.
True.
You'd need to make some changes.
Yeah, and Lord Slug would have to be super strong, like probably the sort of power level that Piccolo had after fusing with Kami.
Well, he is a Super Namekian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fine. Right, now we enter into the era that I get really confused by, because we've got the standout villains start appearing now. So I know one of them is going to be Android 13, but I don't think that's next, because we've also got Cooler in the next batch.
I do remember for a fact that Cooler, Revenge and Return are both one after the other.
Right, they're back to back, so they've got to be before Android 13.
Yeah, so I think we're on Cooler's Revenge next, and that one is
and
a definite
Broly
yes.
probably isn't until, because you've got Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan Trunks, etc. That probably isn't until closer to Cell games. So yeah, Cooler's Revenge.
Yep, so Cooler's Revenge, definitely fits. The 3 years they're training for the androids. Vegeta's off planet, which is explained in the series because he's going off trying to become Super Saiyan. It all fits.
The only thing that's a little dodgy, well, a couple of things, and again, I think these are minor adjustments, so I wouldn't say any of this stops it from fitting. Goku seems to think that Cooler is Frieza. Now, Goku's already seen Frieza come back once and get killed by Trunks with minimal effort.
Well, he didn't actually see him. He was off in a spaceship. He sensed what was going on.
True, he sensed what was going on, but even so, you'd think that he'd be familiar enough with Frieza's signature, even though they're related, even though they're siblings, to not make that mistake.
A little bit racist, really.
I can't tell any of you apart.
To be fair, though, Frieza has multiple transformations, so he could have assumed it was another transformation.
Okay. I quite like again, Team Forza. Hey, it's Frieza. I'm not Frieza. Okay, Frieza. But no, Goku seems to, again, he doesn't go straight to Super Saiyan, which seems to be his modus operandi at that point of the series. I don't get why the Super Saiyan would have been held back till so late in that fight.
Yeah, I don't know why he bothered doing Kaioken as well, because that's draining on the body.
Yeah, Super Saiyan is A, bigger power boost, and B, more efficient.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, you sat there watching that going, Goku, what are you doing? Just fucking transform.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's trying to suggest that he's having trouble transforming, which, as we just mentioned a moment ago, he has mastered at that point.
Yeah. So I think this is another minor amendment one. I do really like this film for tying itself into the lore quite well at the start when it does the flashback to the Bardock special. So you get Frieza destroying Planet Vegeta, and then you get Cooler watching, and it actually comments on a big character flaw of Frieza and a big weakness of his, where he's like, oh, my brother's so arrogant and cocky. And that will be his downfall. It's like, fucking foresight on you, Cooler.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so that's definitely Cooler, done, sorted. We're happy to say fits.
Yeah. Next we have Return of Cooler, and that's a bit more tricky.
Is it Return next?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you said a minute ago that you're pretty sure they're back to back, so I'll just take your word.
Yeah, so I remember we discussed in the past that, like, if we were to try and fit it in, it would most likely be in the week leading up to the Cell games. But
yeah, so you got a few things to consider. Dende is Guardian of Earth.
Yeah.
The Namekians are on their new home, and they look pretty settled in.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that does not fit, Gohan isn't Super Saiyan. Gohan isn't a year older from the hyperbolic time chamber. Gohan still has long hair. Gohan is still relatively fucking useless.
Not to mention the fact that, like, Vegeta has been training off planet somewhere as well, just like he was in that 3 years leading up to the Android saga.
Yeah, and I don't think he went off planet during the week leading up to the Cell games.
No, he went in the hyperbolic time chamber, or the room of spirit and time, whatever your preference.
Room of Spirit and Time is the manga, and Hyperbolic is the anime. So, seeing as he's at anime movies, I'm going to go with Hyperbolic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that...
Which is all the podcast is a long string of hyperbole.
I thought it was pronounced hyperbole.
Fuck you.
On top of that as well, Vegeta doesn't seem to use his Super Vegeta form. But then maybe it's because he realised that it's inefficient.
I don't think Super Vegeta was inefficient at all. I think it was very good against second form Cell. I think what Trunks uses, which is inefficient, is different to Super Vegeta.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Vegeta never went quite that bulky and quite that powerful.
No, still pretty bulky, though.
I'm going to say no for Cooler's Revenge.
Yeah. No, you're right, that can't fit.
No, it absolutely can't. Cooler's Revenge, Return of Cooler. God, that's a confusing name.
Yeah, I mean, the only way we could make
I think Cooler's Revenge would be the second one.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, how could we make it fit, though? I'm thinking, like, because we see Goku and Vegeta just go standard Super Saiyan. If Dende wasn't Guardian of the Earth, then maybe?
That's pushing it, isn't it?
Like, I feel like that's the main issue, is Dende.
So if you swap out Dende for Kami,
yeah,
and then you say it's during the training for the android's arrival.
Yeah.
However, the reason that Dende knows what's happening on New Namek and is concerned is because those are his people that he grew up with. If you think Kami, actually we run into big... Well, no, because Kami would be alive again, wouldn't he, by then?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the only reason Kami got swapped out for Dende was because Piccolo and Kami fused, and that was while Vegeta was fighting 18.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Kami would have been around during the training session. I just wonder about, A, would Kami know what was going on New Namek, and B, would he give a shit?
I don't know, maybe King Kai could let them know.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, King Kai was always really concerned about Frieza, so it stands to reason he would keep an eye on Frieza's brother, too.
I know, we just sort of start entering a territory where, you know, every 5 seconds, Goku picks up a phone, he's like, yes, King Kai, who's destroying the galaxy now? Can I just finish my meal, please? I'm trying to eat. Just Goku goes to take a shit, sits down, 5 seconds later, piss off, King Kai! Okay.
Right, what's next? I think Super Android 13 is next.
It's either that or Broly. It is Android 13.
It is.
Yeah.
You just checked, didn't you?
No. I'm thinking... Here's my reasoning. I think Broly can fit, and because of where I think Broly can fit, that would put Android 13 first.
Okay, so Android 13...
I'm saying no.
Okay.
I just don't see when it would happen. So, Trunks has got short hair.
Yeah.
Which might seem silly. Gohan can't go Super Saiyan.
Mm-hmm.
And yet everybody's out together on a shopping trip at the same time. Nothing ever got fucking calm enough during the Android saga for them to do that. Goku was suffering from the heart disease, from the appearance of Dr. Gero in 19.
Yeah.
Right the way through to, Cell turning up. So they recognize what androids are, and they say things like, oh, Gero built more of you freaks, did he? So they clearly know what androids are. I can't see where this would go.
Yeah, I think the shopping trip is the big issue. I think they could just about squeeze in those 3 androids, 13, 14, 15, turning up, like during the point where 17 and 18 had been revealed. Like if they were still,
well, because 17 and 18 get revealed, and they get in that van, the cat food van.
Yeah,
and they start driving to Goku's house. Goku's still sick.
That's true, But there is...
And Goku has a fever dream where he somehow hallucinates about 17 and 18, despite knowing that they've not been activated and having never seen them.
But I'm thinking after Goku's woken up, 17 and 18 haven't been absorbed straight away yet.
So Goku wakes up.
Yeah.
Now, Okay, so they start driving towards Goku's house. Goku is moved to Kame house.
Yeah.
Yeah? When Goku wakes up, he pretty much immediately takes Gohan, and the instant transmission over to Vegeta and Trunks, and then the transmission over to Kame's lookout and go in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah.
There's no gap there. He does that as soon as he wakes up.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the big change would be if there was a gap at that point, at that specific point.
He wakes up, he goes, "There's a huge threat, and we really need to train. But first, let's go shopping."
No, that's You're not listening.
I am listening. I just think it's bullshit.
Yeah. No, the big changes are that would be the point in time where the change would need to be made. A, get rid of that fucking shopping trip, and B, holy shit, there's more androids and they're attacking right now, because at that point, 17 and 18 are just driving the fuck around doing whatever.
No. By that point, they don't miss Goku by much.
Oh, no, at that point...
Find out it's not a Kame house, they haul ass over to Kame house.
Oh,
they find out it's not at his house, they go over to Kame house, they fight Piccolo.
That's right, they're fighting Piccolo at that point. Is Piccolo in this movie?
Yes.
Bollocks. Yep, there's no way it can fit at all then.
No, it's too tight. That saga is far too tightly packed to get that in there.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, that's a claustrophobic fucking part. And they still managed to put some filler in it.
Ugh, yeah. All right.
So,
next is Broly, then.
Everybody's favourite. And actually, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm pretty sure Broly can fit. If you put it in the week before the Cell games. So, here's my reasoning. Goku, when they're in the week before the Cell games, Goku already knows he can't win. Goku's already got his strategy to have Gohan do it.
Yeah.
And Goku's actually extremely calm. Everybody talks about how calm Goku is during those... Is it a week or is it 10 days?
It's a week.
I sworn it was 10 days.
Nah, it's a week.
Okay. I've got my the manga collection right here. I'm tempted to just lean over and flick through.
Well, in the anime it was a week anyway. It might differ in the manga.
Yeah. You'll get pulled up on that in the comments. It's a soft A sound. It's manga, apparently.
Ugh, weep.
No, it's only through getting pulled up on that over a course of years. I'm just like, fine, it's just fucking easier.
Yeah. So you said that one, you reckon it fits then.
So if you put it in the 10 days before, or the week, or whatever, before the Cell games,
yeah,
Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks can go Super Saiyan. That's fine. At the start, they're having a picnic while Goku's trying to enjoy the time before the Cell games, just in case it doesn't work out. We know that.
Although we don't see Trunks and Vegeta go bulk up Saiyan mode.
No, true. That's true.
Teen Gohan is there, and he can go Super Saiyan.
So that fits. Gohan's got Super Saiyan.
Albeit his outfit differs from what he's wearing at that point. He's wearing his kid Gohan Piccolo gi, not his teen Gohan Piccolo gi.
I think the difference is minor enough to write off. Then let's see how they're alerted to this thing. King Kai tells them the only problem that could be there is that they take a Capsule Corp spaceship, don't they, to go out to this new planet.
Okay.
And I just wonder how long would they spend traveling there and back? A week to get to another planet and back?
It depends how far away this planet is.
True. New Vegeta.
Yeah, so that's not really...
New Vegeta, figure it probably isn't too far from old Vegeta, and it took Nappa and Vegeta a year to... Well, no, they came from a Frieza planet, not Planet Vegeta. Planet Vegeta wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
So we can't judge it on how long Nappa and Vegeta took to get there, because it's not relevant.
Yeah, true. Well, it looks... Yeah, I mean, that planet that they came from, it looked like a planet that they were just, like, trying to finish conquering as well, so it could have been anywhere.
True. That's the only thing that throws in a problem, is that travel time.
Yeah, exactly.
Outside of that, fucking fantastic film.
Yeah, like, there's nothing really specified there, really, with the travel time. So, I think there's an allowance that we can make for that, really.
Okay, it's fine. So we're saying Broly, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just trying to make sure we haven't missed anything.
Yeah, well, Vegeta's incredibly out of character during the whole film, but there we go.
Yeah. Plus the whole premise of, oh hey, this strong baby that could take down Frieza, let's kill it, is a bit stupid.
Yeah. Hey, this baby could take down our mortal enemy. Better get rid of it. Just in case. This could never come back to bite us in the ass. Ever.
Yeah, but then again, I suppose it would make sense for King Vegeta to make a stupid decision like that. I mean, Vegeta made stupid decisions like letting Cell go final form.
I think as well it's partly, what if he sees the power level of 10,000 at birth, which, bear in mind, is not enough to take out Frieza, and they don't necessarily know if that's going to increase. What if him seeing that actually causes him to say, no, that's too close, I'm going to nip this in the bud right now and take you all out.
Yeah, which makes sense because... yeah.
Strategically, might have been a smart decision to nix Broly as a baby.
Maybe, yeah.
Did we just okay baby murder? Is that what just happened?
This is getting dark.
Oh, that's also another one I know the Japanese name for. Mainly because it's fucking ridiculous. It's along the lines of burn up, close up... No, sorry. Burn up, close fight, violent fight, super fierce fight. Japanese naming is fucking amazing. And go on, say
brilliant.
weeb again, you know you want to.
Nah, it's fine. Okay, so we're agreed on that one. Next, BoJack Unbound.
Is BoJack... Hang on, let me just run through the films in my head. Yeah, because everything else is sort of Boo era, isn't it, after this?
Yeah, because I know Broly's Second Coming has adult like 16-year-old Gohan, so...
Teen Gohan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not that Teen Gohan.
Older Teen Gohan.
Yeah. Crappy Saiyaman Gohan.
Saiyaman Gohan.
Alright, so we got BoJack Unbound. That fits.
That perfectly fits.
Yep, it's right after Cell. Goku's dead.
They talk about Vegeta not competing in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it seems a bit random for Trunks to come back just for a social visit, but, you know, I guess it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Well, you know what? It's nice for the guy to turn up when he doesn't fucking need something from us. I hate people who you only hear from when they need to borrow a tenner, you know? Just to drop in, see how we are, it's fucking appreciated.
Yeah, just disobey the laws of time and space just for a social visit. Why not?
To be fair, we did him a pretty massive favour.
Yeah.
You know, it just saved your world, you know, nothing big.
Well, saved our own world and trained him in the process, I guess. Well, actually, he trained himself because Vegeta just blanked him, but still...
Yeah.
Notice me! No!
Until the end when he gets shot through the heart and Cell's to blame. For improv, that wasn't bad. He's just like, you hurt my Trunks! It's like that line from Super is going to live forever. You hurt my Bulma!
Yeah.
Jesus, there's like a helicopter or something flying overhead. I hope that's not coming through.
No, I didn't hear it.
I can definitely hear it. It's fucking distracting.
Yeah, so let's see. BoJack Unbound. So I like the fact that Gohan is in his dad's key rather than Piccolo's for that. That was a nice little sort of change, like a nice little tribute. It's like, oh, he's dead, I'll honour his memory kind of thing.
I really like as well how they said that it was the destruction of King Kai's planet that broke Bojack's seal. So now Bojack, he's in the toilet, he's pissing every 5 minutes. I don't think he's going to make it to the end of the pub crawl, lads.
Oh, gross. I do love it.
For those of you who aren't in the UK, breaking the seal is slang for the first piss when you're out drinking, because after that you will need to pee every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I have to explain that?
So,
yeah. Bojack fits.
Yeah.
It's a damn good film as well. I like it.
Yeah, I liked it as well. Like, and on top of that, the fact that Gohan, was still struggling to get up to full power still fits within like the kind of remit of where they were going with him.
Yeah, and he does go Super Saiyan 2 in the end.
Yeah, although at the same time, like the way Gohan ends up going in the end, it seems a bit odd that he bothered actually fighting in a tournament. But
yeah. So we have got. I'm trying to think how many we've covered. So we did Dead Zone.
Yeah.
World's Strongest.
Yep.
Tree of Might.
Yep.
Lord Slug.
Yep.
Cooler 1.
Yep.
Cooler 2.
Yep.
Android 13.
Yep.
Or Super Android 13, sorry. Broly.
Yep.
Bojack.
Yep.
So that's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. That's 9 of the films, and Dragon Ball Z films, there are 13. I know that Wrath of the Dragon is the last one. There's a... Right, so what have we got left? I'm trying to think. We've got...
Broly Second Coming.
There are 2 more Broly movies. The Janemba movie, and Wrath of the Dragon.
Yep.
Is the Janemba movie between the Broly movies, or are they pretty much back-to-back at this point?
Next we got 2 Broly movies, I think.
Okay, so we've got the second Broly film.
Second Coming.
Hey! So this is, he lands on Earth.
Yeah.
Goku's not around.
Yep.
Gohan, Goten, Trunks, and Videl take on Broly. And then Goku helps from the afterlife again like he did in BoJack Unbound. Is that right?
Yeah. So...
Does not fit.
I'm thinking it could fit right before they have the tournament.
Explain.
Gohan's still in his blue attire. At that point, Videl's got short hair. He knows that Goten and Trunks can go Super Saiyan.
Okay, so explain this to me. Why... They're on a Dragon Ball hunt at the start of that movie. Why would they be on a Dragon Ball hunt before the World Tournament? Because they were training for the World Tournament specifically. Then the World Tournament kicks off, and the Buu Saga starts. So why would they interrupt their training for the World Tournament to go on a Dragon Ball hunt?
Just for shits and giggles. They tended to get distracted. I mean, Videl forced Gohan to teach her to fly and shit when she could have been training for the tournament. So there's that. And to be fair, at this point, they can get the Dragon Balls in a fucking afternoon, They
I do like how sometimes they've gathered the Dragon Balls off screen now.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the Dragon Balls. Yep, we've got them.
And, it's a talking point from the tournament onwards where Vegeta's pissed off with Gohan for not bothering to train, so it makes sense that, once again, he's distracted from training. In fact, actually, no, Gohan wasn't even with them on that Dragon Ball hunt. It was Videl, Goten, and Trunks, wasn't it?
So why would Videl, Goten, and Trunks go off without Gohan on a Dragon Ball? You know what? I'm gonna say this. I have made much bigger concessions to fit other films.
Yeah, you have.
I think I can let this go.
So... Yeah, I mean, apart from that bit, the levels of their power and the character standings, I think it fits with small concessions.
Now, this one, I remember we discussed when we had the original discussion over a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Because we're Broly again. We're on Bio Broly, which is, in my opinion, the worst fucking film they ever made. So
worse than the World's Strongest.
Yeah, I'd go there. They ruined the best movie villain.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So this is Android 18 goes to get the money she was promised by Hercule during the World Tournament. She takes Goten and Trunks with her. Somehow they end up on the island fighting Bio Broly, who's weak to fucking water, of all things.
Yeah, also, I'm surprised he didn't call him Mr. Satan.
Yeah, no. There's a whole bunch of different things about him. There's some people trying to say Satan is his surname, so it's Hercule Satan.
Yeah.
There are other people saying Mr. Satan is his stage name.
Huh.
So he's, Hercule's his real name, and so like Hulk Hogan, that's not his real fucking name.
Okay, yeah.
He's it starts T-O. I don't think it's Tony. I think it's something else. But yeah, Hulk Hogan is not his name.
Oh no, it's Terry something.
Yeah, right.
No, seriously.
Fuck you. So, I think Bio Broly fits.
Yeah, Terry Bollea is his name.
Okay, you just Googled.
Yeah, I totally did.
I think Bio Broly fits, and I think the main thing that does it for me is that link into the main canon series of her being like, hey, you promised me double the prize money if I threw the fight. Where's my money, dog?
But
She's shaking him down.
But then Krillin, Goten, and Trunks are there. I'm just trying to think when that fits in. Because...
Oh yeah, Krillin shows up in Piccolo's outfit.
Yeah.
So, did Krillin get spit on by Dabura?
He did, yeah.
He did. Okay.
Yeah. On top of that, like Goten and Trunks, like after 18 basically exposes them as after the Mighty Mask thing, where they were cut out of their costume, they basically fly off, see Videl, and then they fly off towards Boo.
Okay, so we don't. Here's the thing: that's all happened in the space of a day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Android 18 is shaking Hercule down for her money.
Yeah.
She's not going to do that the same day, is she? How long after the Boo saga do you think this is? And that's a loaded question, because in that I'm asking you to admit by default that it's after the Boo saga. Goku doesn't show up. No one else shows up. Yeah. So we don't have to worry about that.
Goku doesn't show up.
So let's say it's been a month and he hasn't made good and she's shaken him down.
Yeah, it could be.
The only thing you'd have is why wouldn't Trunks and Goten turn into Gotenks?
Yeah, that's true.
But that's it. Outside of that, there are no other issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to say with minor amends, it can fit.
Well, the amends.
Goten and Trunks turn into Gotenks at some point.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they fight him Super Saiyan for a bit, just add in a transformation into Gotenks and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom. And all that.
Yeah, I suppose if it is after the Boo saga, then it fits.
Yeah. So the next one, this is annoying because it's a movie I very much enjoy, but it doesn't fit.
No.
Yeah. What's the movie, Terry?
That'll be Fusion Reborn.
Yeah, the Janemba movie.
Yeah.
So basically, the machine that cleanses souls in the afterlife explodes and forms the monster known as Janemba. Goku and Vegeta fuse into Gogeta to take him out. That's the crux of it, isn't it?
Yep, and Goten and Trunks fuse to take on Hitler.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that. And Gohan in his Saiyaman outfit defeats Frieza in one punch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this comes down to timing.
But
Vegeta's...
at least Frieza gets his own back, so you know.
Yeah. Vegeta's dead. So for Vegeta to be dead, it would have to be after he's blown himself up fighting Boo.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So Vegeta... I'm trying to remember the circumstances of him coming back to life, actually.
He ends up coming back to life during when Kid Buu and Goku were when Kid Buu. Yeah, well, no, he got that day pass to fight Super Buu, but he was still technically dead. He actually got wished back to life when they were on the Supreme Kai planet and there was the battle with Kid Buu.
Oh, and they wished on the Namekian Dragon Balls.
That's right, yeah. It was a wish for all the good people to come back, and Goku was like, oh, hey, you're a good guy now, Vegeta.
Yeah, oh yeah. And Vegeta's just like, fuck you, Kakarot.
Pretty much, yeah. So, at this point...
Kakarot! How dare you call me a good guy?
Yeah. Goku is also dead as well, and for some reason he's fighting Pycon, however you want to pronounce it, in that Otherworld tournament. So...
He's fighting Pikey.
Hey?
He's fighting Pikey.
Yeah. Which
is every Pikey. They're all fighting.
Yeah. Which doesn't fit in because around the time when Goku and Vegeta were both dead during that Buu saga, Goku basically goes straight to the Supreme Kai planet to see Gohan.
And then gets his life restored by...
Elder Kai.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, albeit that's not straight away, but, it's while he's there anyway.
He certainly didn't go, right, Gohan, while you're trying to get the hang of the Z-Sword, I'm going to go fight Picon for a bit. That cool?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, did not happen. Yeah, it doesn't fit.
No, it doesn't at all.
No. Which leaves us with one final movie, Wrath of the Motherfucking Dragon, which is extremely good and underrated.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, it's got Super Saiyan 3 Goku in it, motherfuckers.
I don't like Super Saiyan 3, I'm just going to say that now.
Fuck you, Super Saiyan 3 is amazing.
I think it looks cool, but it's horribly inefficient, and it just had very little impact.
No, it's not horribly inefficient. When you see it being used, Goku, he was dead. He didn't have to think about his ki consumption.
It was inefficient when he was using it against Kid Buu when he was alive.
Yeah, which is the point I was getting to. When he's brought back to life, he's not had any practice at managing his ki while in that form because he's not had to worry about it before. And the ki consumption comes as a surprise to him. Remember during the Cell games, the reason that him and Gohan stay in Super Saiyan form for that week is so that they can get used to being Super Saiyan all the time and try and negate that energy consumption. Try and optimize it and manage it. Goku's not had the opportunity to do that with the Super Saiyan 3 form because he's simply not needed to up until now. And with regards to Gotenks is already a timed fusion, and it's the boy's first time going Super Saiyan 3.
Well, it wasn't their first time. They did it while they were training.
They sure as shit weren't masters.
Yeah, but then to be fair, when Gohan fought Cell, it was his first time going in Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah, that's true, but that wasn't
lasted.
But he wasn't in a fused body, and he hadn't just been years without having to worry about ki consumption.
No, but Goku had still had plenty of time to master the technique and master how to consume it. He still had a body.
He didn't have ki consumption for those years. So how can you master ki consumption when you can't gauge your ki consumption because you're not losing any ki?
I guess.
Fuck you, Super Saiyan 3 is awesome.
Even still, the first time he did it when he was alive, it wasn't as efficient as the first time Gohan went Super Saiyan 2. Bearing in mind, Gohan was a bloody child as well.
Yes, but Gohan also has the hidden potential that supposedly Guru brought out and then supposedly Elder Kai brought out.
Well, but when he was Super Saiyan 2, that was before Elder Kai, and on top of that, Goku drank the sacred water, which brought out his potential.
No, what I'm saying is the fact that Elder Kai was able to bring out more potential means that Gohan was a fucking bottomless well when he first transformed into Super Saiyan 2. And he probably tapped into whatever Elder Kai brought out at a later time.
But then we don't know that Goku doesn't have more potential. I mean, he's Super Saiyan God now, so there's that.
Oh no, not even that. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, aka Super Saiyan Blue.
It's not time to transition or segue into fucking Super yet.
No,
okay?
I know. No, I'm not trying to. But
yeah,
but I think it's just like where it stands in the series as well. Like I just don't think Super Saiyan 3, like in terms of how it was used, whether it's a bad power up or not, I don't think it was used very well. It was very lackluster.
It's always impressed me, and if anything, how rarely it was used and how few characters ever attained it kept it special. Whereas Super Saiyan was like, who gives a shit?
Well, no, but think about when Super Saiyan was first used, when the first time against Frieza, it was fucking amazing. Whereas Super Saiyan 3, it was just like, oh, okay.
Super Saiyan 3 is fucking awesome. It's that simple.
Nah,
But
again, like when Goku first went Super Saiyan, it was like a holy shit moment. When Gohan went Super Saiyan 2, it was a holy shit moment. Super Saiyan 3, meh.
it did it for me. I mean, the form looks fucking badass, and what I hate is that most people's Super Saiyan 2 transformations, not a huge change. Super Saiyan 3, you can fucking tell.
Oh, I think the form looks cool. I just don't think how it was used in the narrative and in the story was particularly great. Like, it was just kind of a thing that was there. Like, it didn't really do much for the story. I mean, even the battle against Kid Buu, like, it didn't end because, like, of, you know, how powerful Super Saiyan 3 was. It was a spirit bomb.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just didn't do it for me. I mean, I'm going to go as far as to say I prefer GT Super Saiyan 4.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I'm not having that.
Yeah. Super Saiyan 4 is better.
Get out.
It was like a halfway point between Uzaru and, you know, their human state. You know, I thought that was pretty cool.
Get out and don't talk to me again.
I think GT gets more flack than it actually deserves. I think it had some good ideas and some good concepts. And yeah, the execution might be a bit debatable, but I think it did some cool stuff.
I admit it had some cool ideas. For example, overuse of Dragon Ball spawning evil dragons. Yeah, cool idea. Fucking horrific execution.
Yeah, although I liked the forms of some of the dragons.
Really?
Yeah, I like the fire one.
Oh, what was he called? Nova Shenron?
Think so, yeah.
I
mean, I thought it was a bit lazy putting the ice one in there, like making him look exactly the same, but...
Yeah, just recolor.
Yeah, and, you know, Mega Shenron performed a good role, performed the role well of a good final villain.
I know, he seemed a bit...
He was a bit...
I don't want to say generic. He didn't do much. He didn't have a lot of presence for me.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Super Saiyan 3.
Fine. You can have your wrong opinion. But the movie itself is fantastic. You don't have to do anything to get it to fit. It just fits.
Oh, well, Wrath of the... Yeah, sorry, we got sidetracked. So, yeah, Wrath of the Dragon.
Yeah, it just fits. You don't even have to do anything with it. You just, as is, it fits.
Yeah. One thing I found amusing, though, at the end was when... I'm forgetting his name. What's it? Tapion, there we go. When Tapion gives Trunks the sword, and then you, like, see the flash to when future Trunks has a sword, and it's, like, suggesting, oh, that's how he got his sword, which I always found quite amusing.
Yeah, because you're like, well, that's not how events would have played out in future Trunks' timeline.
No. My theory for future Trunks' timeline is that sword is the sword that Piccolo gave Gohan when he was training him in the wild.
No, it's a completely different hilt. Not to mention a different length.
Could have modified it.
Be a lot of modification.
Yeah.
I'd be modifying it to the point... That's like sitting there and going... Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade my PC. What are you changing? Oh, the motherboard, the graphics card, the RAM, the hard drive, the PSU.
But then, to be fair, it wouldn't surprise me for a Dragon Ball thing to, be a bit inconsistent with something like that.
Oh, motherfuckers using Spirit Bomb swords now.
Yeah. Oh,
I think because that was the last movie. You want to go?
Hey?
That was the last movie. Do you want to go? We'll talk about Super?
Yeah, sure. So, I actually quite like Zamas.
Right, this is going to be interesting. I can't fucking stand Zamas. So for those of you who haven't been watching, Zamas is one of the gods, one of the Kais, and
From Universe
he went
10.
a wee bit evil.
Yep.
Wee bit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I like the idea of a god that's meant to be, all ambivalent and everything, not not being so much.
I know it got a bit bullshitty. Remember when in Dragon Ball Z you had Frieza who was like, "I am the strongest in the universe,"
Yeah.
and then like one one arc later, you're like, "Yeah, this old coot built some robots in his back garden that can kick Frieza's ass."
Yeah.
And I think it's power creep. So Zamas, he's a Kai for starters. Then he's immortal. Then he's able to go back and forward in time to reuse the Dragon Balls at will, without having to wait for any length of time. It's just. Then he fuses with the fake, well, not the fake Goku, but the Zamas that stole Goku's body, which we'll get to. And then after fusing with him, he becomes existence itself.
Yeah, that was a bit silly.
Yeah. Shall we rewind a bit? Because I feel like I just went straight to the end.
Okay, so let's start with how the arc started. So the arc starts with future Trunks coming back and being basically kicked the shit out of, and it's from there that we end up getting introduced to Goku Black.
Yeah, so Goku Black basically looks exactly the same as Goku, only he's evil as fuck, doesn't quite have Goku's ki, and it doesn't use Goku's moveset either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a bit of a what the fuck, and Trunks explains, like, this guy turned up in the future and just started killing everyone.
Pretty much, yeah. One thing I just want to mention as well, in that arc, there's an explanation for Barbady in Trunks' timeline. I really liked that inclusion.
Oh, yeah, how did I explain away? When they were just like, yeah, they just never revived him. They never got enough energy.
Yeah, which makes sense because there were less warriors about because the androids killed a lot of them.
Yeah.
And the fact that they they didn't revive Boo because Deborah and Barbady were still trying to get more energy, so they just had to take out Deborah.
Yeah, and then they had the whole thing of they never had Majin Vegeta to collect energy in the battle against Super Saiyan Goku.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I know it's...
But
so, at
Goku...
any rate, that was really cool. But
yeah.
they, from fighting Goku Black in the present, who then gets whisked straight back forward to the future he came from, Beerus and Whis noticed that he had a time ring, which should only be worn by Kais. So they go to a Kai from another universe, and so like, well, you've got the time rings. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when we get introduced to Zamas. So Zamas is a Kai who doesn't quite understand why humans are allowed to be as evil as they are, and the gods just permit it. He feels very strongly about justice and thinks that the only way to attain true justice is to kill all the humans. Just, it's a bit extreme, isn't it? A few humans are bad, so let's kill them all. Actually, I'd say it's a bit extreme. I've been there before. When you have a bad day, even sometimes before I even get to work, I'm like, oh, let's just kill everyone.
Yeah, save the fucking planet.
If everyone could just die, that would be great.
Yeah. Get rid of the one species that's killing the planet.
Yeah, we're like a virus, according to the Matrix, and they sort of have a point.
Pretty much. Anyway, but with Goku Black and his appearance at first, I liked the whole mystery of that to begin with. I thought that was quite well executed. It really got a lot of people talking and speculating.
If a little bit fan-fiction-y.
Well, yeah. But apparently Apparently, one of the writers for Super actually worked on Dragon Ball AF, so that might be why it feels a bit fanfiction-y.
Oh, right. Correction on that.
Okay.
Common misconception. Not gonna hold it against you.
Okay.
Right. That's the first thing. You have my approval, right? Because that's really important.
Oh, that's all I ever want, you know.
Daddy does love me.
Please don't ever call yourself that in a conversation to me.
Who's your daddy? We got off track again. That went dark.
That went disturbing. Yeah, let's get back on track.
Bring it back. So, fucking hell. What was I saying?
Right, so Goku Black, mystery, the Dragon Ball AF writer that's not the
Dragon Ball AF misconception. Yes,
yeah.
Thank you. So there was a fan artist called Toy Ball, and he used to put out doujin called Dragon Ball AF. So doujin is basically Japanese fan comics, and they sell at Comiket, which literally means comic market. Happens a couple of times a year over in Japan. Anyway, so he does this this fan manga for a few years, and he eventually gets caught up with by the license holders, who, instead of deciding to sue him for all of his takings for it, go, actually, what you've done here is pretty fucking good. And they brought him on officially. Since then, there have been a few manga by a guy called Toyotaro. So this is official Dragon Ball manga, and everyone thinks that Toyotaro is unmistakably Toy Ball.
Okay.
So Toy Ball, the Toyotaro one and the same. Originally, Toyotaro was doing stuff like... what was he working on? Hold on, it'll come back to my mind. The Dragon Ball Heroes manga. So you know the Dragon Ball Heroes arcade game that has the collectible cards and is Japan exclusive?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He did a tie-in manga for that.
Huh.
And he did a damn good job of it. So when they needed something for Dragon Ball Super, a manga adaptation of that, they again went to him. So he's just doing the manga. He's not doing the anime. He's got nothing to do with the anime. He also did the manga adaptation of the Resurrection F movie, which is why when the manga gets up to what would have been the Resurrection of Frieza arc, they skip it entirely because they've already adapted it.
Okay.
Yeah, it just goes straight on to the Otherworld tournament. So the actual anime, what's happening there is Akira Toriyama himself is giving a very brief overview and sort of a rough plot outline of this is sort of what I want to happen.
Yeah.
And then from there, the anime's writers are sort of filling in the blanks, padding it out, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Long-winded explanation for something that's quite simple.
You just saved Nort Mugen's wrist there. All the typing.
All the typing. Well, unfortunately, for how much I save Nort Mugen's wrist, I also punish it.
Yeah.
I love how you didn't even just say, I'm not even going to qualify that with a response.
Yeah, can't dispute it.
We just implied that one of our listeners faps over me. And everyone's somehow okay with this.
I just didn't know where to go from there, so I'm just going to try and get back on track. I'm sure that's not the case. I hope.
Richie's going to listen to this and just be like, fucking hell.
Why did I leave those guys to talk amongst themselves?
About Dragon Ball, of all things.
Oh, good God. Dragon Ball.
I did that laugh. Thank you.
Right, so, yes. So, yeah, Goku Black then gets called back into the future, and then that's when they're like, okay, let's chase after them. Is that right?
No. Goku Black goes back to the future. They're like, fuck, he had a time ring. Yeah. They go see Goas. Was that his name?
Oh, yeah. We Spear Yeah, Whis, Beerus, and Goku go see Goas, and the time machine was destroyed by Goku Black, so then Bulma ends up finding Cell's old time machine, which, again, I thought was a lovely touch there.
Oh, yeah, nice little bit of callback.
Yeah.
So while they're talking to Gus about, hey, you keep holding the time rings, what the fuck gives, dude? Goku asks for a fight with Zamasu, who's the apprentice Kai, and actually proceeds to kick his ass.
Yeah.
And Zamasu is very much, how the hell does a mortal have this kind of power? Which is on top of his frustrations about mortals just casually killing each other and it being fine, apparently.
Yeah, although his surprise over a mortal having that much power makes me think, when they get around to doing the big tournament that involves all the universes, not just 6 and 7, Universe 10 haven't got really any good guys there to go against Vegeta and Goku.
Were any of the guys they fought the first time around from Universe 10?
No, they're all Universe 6.
Oh, yeah, of course they fucking were. Yeah. It's 6 versus 7, because they're the ones next to each other.
Yeah, and one quick thing I just want to mention on that note as well. I'm curious to see if Frost is going to train up and get super strong like Frieza did.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Yeah, because it's possible. I mean, he'll have more than 4 months as well, so that could be quite troublesome.
That really could. Oh, I'm excited now.
Yeah.
Because that's probably where they're going to go next, is to the tournament that they were organising in the last arc, because they were like, oh, we're going to do this again.
Yeah, although I get the feeling they're probably going to focus more on Hit than Frost.
Well, the Dragon Ball format was like story arc tournament, story arc tournament. So I could see this doing the same, story arc tournament, story arc tournament. Yeah.
Could do. Although I have heard rumours of what they're going to do for the next arc.
Maybe not go into that right this second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's try and finish one topic.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's Goas, Zamas with Beerus, Whis, and Goku. Bulma's
and then a shitload of confusing, unnecessary time travel.
Yeah. Bulma's fixed Cell's old time machine, and then they go in the future and find Black.
Yeah, and now we've got a lot of bullshit back and forth where they sort of fight for a bit, retreat in the time machine, find out some more about the background between Black and Zamasu, back to the future. Hey! Fight some more, get their ass kicked, retreat in the time machine again. Back forward they go again. And then that time they're like, okay, this time we're finishing it off. It's like, well, thank fuck. Yeah.
With a couple of segments where Goku shows Super Saiyan 3 to Trunks, and then he's just like, hey, Dad, can you do that too? And Vegeta's just like, I
have Super Saiyan Blue. I don't need that. Fuck you.
I don't need that inefficient power-up. Sorry, I should let that go.
Fuck you. Just basically told me, even your favourite character snubbed it.
He pretty much did, really.
Oh, dear. Oh, shit, they're selling time rings on eBay.
Oh?
Yeah, let me link you to this. Fucking hell, they want some money for that, too.
Oh, dear. So there's back and forth.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of confusing shit. Like, it just gets convoluted for the sake of being convoluted. And it's like the enemy power-ups get absolutely ridiculous. I made a wish on the Super Dragon Balls, then used my time ring to go back to just before I made the wish so I could make another wish. Then I made another version of me. Then I, took Goku's body. Then I did this. Then we fused, and now I'm existence.
Yeah, like those conceptual things, I'll give you that, but I just liked his personality, his arrogance, and just his whole attitude. That was what those were the things that appealed to me about him more than anything else.
Okay. There was one thing I did kind of like. And even then I'm saying kinda. And the one thing I did kind of like was seeing Super Saiyan Blue Vegito.
Yeah, albeit now we know that Patara is nerfed.
Yeah, because it only lasts a set amount of time on anyone that isn't a god.
Exactly. So basically, anyone who's not a Kai, that is, like, as opposed, I don't know whether it'd be limited with like Beerus if he used it. I'm assuming so.
I have no idea.
Yeah, because on the subtitles I saw, it said Kaioshin.
Oh, okay.
And that was on the Daisuku.net one, which I think is an official translation, not just a fan one.
I think it might be Daisuke, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Japanese pronunciations are fucking awful.
Join the club.
Although I did just send you a link to I've just seen, while I was looking at that time ring, I've seen something else, and now I'm like, I wish I had stupid amounts of money.
And space.
I wish I had stupid amounts of money. I've got space. That's not too much of an issue.
For a whole arcade machine.
Yeah! Fit it in here somewhere.
Oh, that's Super Dragon Ball Z. I had that on PS2 a while back. It was not good.
Yeah, I've still got it on PS2.
Yeah. Yeah, that game was, like, I don't know, I guess in its own right it was an okay game, but after having played Budokai 3, it was just a bit meh.
Yeah, Budokai 3 is still the best Dragon Ball fighting game available.
Oh yeah, agreed with you there. I mean, I know Infinite
And anyone who doesn't agree, come fight me.
On Budokai. He's
on Budokai, yeah, don't fight me for real, just fight me on Budokai.
Yeah, he's a bit fragile.
A bit fragile, right, okay. Only a bit. Oh dear. So yeah, I just found the whole arc a bit contrived. I was actually a little bit glad when it was over. And what's odd is, I mean, as we both know, the entire world gets blown up in the future. So Future World is no more. Bye-bye, Future. And I thought, oh, are they going to use this to make Future Trunks part of the normal lineup and say, well, your world's gone, so you may as well just live in our timeline now. Yeah. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Beerus basically just went, well, I'll just Deus Ex Machina it, I'll just the fucking use my power and make it all okay. I think Beerus did shoot a stop relying on me so much to at least, sort of curve the, well, Beerus is just going to help him out of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, okay, bye, Trunks. I was like, well, what was the point in blowing up the Earth?
Yeah, not to mention, like, I know Omni King is meant to be, like, all-powerful and stuff, but he still killed an immortal.
That's true. Well, they got round that, didn't they? Because one Zamasu was immortal, the other Zamasu had infinite power, and then they fused. And they were saying that the version that was still very much mortal was interfering with the immortal part, and that's why he was pretty much decomposing. So yeah, I wouldn't say too much about that. Yeah, and it's Omni King, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, didn't I say that?
No. As in, you were like, how can he kill an immortal? And I'm like, it's a fucking Omni King.
Yeah.
Not as in mispronounced it, more as in he can do what he wants.
Yeah, that's true. Another thing I didn't get as well, Super Saiyan Rose, like, I'm wondering if that's from a different type of god energy to destruction god energy, because wasn't it like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, they didn't really explain it, did they? It was like, Super Saiyan Rose, bitches, and everyone was like, okay, I guess I'm cool with this.
Yeah, it just kind of was a thing that was just there.
Yeah, and so like, well, if you're not okay with us, fuck you.
Yeah. Plus, I don't know, I mean, I was a little bit gutted that the Goku they used was a Goku, like, from that timeline rather than from Future Trunks' timeline, because, I mean, Goku would have kept his body in the afterlife and would have been training all that time up until Trunks' time, so that would have been an easy sort of way of, getting, that would have been a sort of darker way of going about it, I think.
It's more work for Zamasu, isn't it? To revive him, then go back again, then take his body.
True, but then he he faffed around quite a bit already anyway.
So much faffing around. So many different timelines involved.
Yeah, I know. Like at the end when Goas had like six more time rings or something.
Yep. And you're just like, God fucking damn it. Jumping through time, guys.
Yeah, I liked his line, "This is my sin."
Yeah, I did this.
Yeah. What else is there with Super?
What else is in Super?
No, I'm just trying to think what else do we want to cover in Super, like...
Well, that was it, the most recent arc, and I think we did a decent job of that.
Yeah. But,
you know?
So I mentioned sort of the speculation that I've seen about what the next arc is going to consist of then.
Yes, you may.
So,
you
by
have
the looks
permission.
Fuck you. So, by the looks of things, Hit is going to be making a return, and apparently, because his whole thing is he's an assassin, that
Hit gets a hit.
Yeah, exactly. And who's that going to be? Goku, of course.
I wonder who places the hit.
Yeah.
Who hires Hit to complete the hit?
Would have to be someone with a lot of money.
You think?
Yeah, I'm wondering if Champa does it because he's worried that Goku will be like the biggest threat at the next tournament.
I don't know. Champa's already tried to use Hit once to take Goku out, you know?
Yeah, but Hit was winning. Goku forfeited.
Okay.
And Goku forfeited.
I can't remember the matches now. I really can't.
Yeah, literally what happened was Goku was Super Saiyan Blue plus Kaioken, and he was on even footing with Hit at that point. But because the gods were just like basically arguing and bickering amongst themselves, Goku's body gave out, so he forfeited.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, so Hit legitimately won that, but then Hit was just like, well, you know, I'm not going to win this way, so then he forfeited to Monica. Well, he didn't forfeit, but he pretended to lose, legit.
Oh, yeah, right. Yes, no, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. So Goku hasn't actually defeated Hit.
And
even if he had defeated Hit can come back stronger anyway. I mean, Frieza did that.
It's going to be your fucking answer to everything now. Well, Frieza?
Yeah, well, it's going to keep being my answer while it's still a valid point.
But Frieza!
So, yeah, I don't know. That's my theory anyway. Champa's doing it, but he doesn't want Beerus to know.
Okay. Possible. I'll wait and see. I mean, Super is one of these. I'm enjoying it. I watch it each Sunday, but I'm not... there's been a couple of instances where I've missed a few episodes and then had to binge to catch up, but I've not ever felt like, oh my god, I need to watch this week to find out what happens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
I've not had that urgency about it.
Yeah. One thing we haven't really touched on that much is how Gohan's been in this series, because a lot of people are really pissed about the fact that Gohan's not a fighter anymore, but I think he
just turned up to be like, well done, Trunks. You've got my blessing. Off you fuck.
Yeah. Like, people keep being like, when's Gohan coming back? When's Gohan coming back? It's like, he's not. Like, the only times he ever fought were out of obligation, pretty much.
Yeah, so I guess the point of, get the fuck over it.
Yeah, like, Goku and Vegeta actively enjoy fighting, whereas Gohan only ever did it out of a sense of duty because he felt like he had to, because, you know, not many others could. Like, especially with Cell, he was the strongest at that point, so he had to then. And same
he was like, it's down to me.
Yeah, and it's like same with Super Buu. At that point, you know, apart from him, the only people that had any sort of relative fighting strength were Goten and Trunks when they were fused. So, again, that was the case.
It's down to me.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't see, like, while Goku and Vegeta are still able to take on enemies, I don't see Gohan coming back. I think the only way that that's going to happen is if Goku and Vegeta
forced.
Yeah, if Goku and Vegeta are killed. And
then it's down to me. Don't know why I keep doing that.
No.
No. It's not like he's ever even said that line.
No.
No.
But what disappointed me, though, going back to the Universe tournament with Universe 6, is the fact that Piccolo didn't get more time fighting, because he could have taken out Frost.
He got fucking shafted.
He did. And also the bullshit of Boo was asleep every time there was a big battle as well. It's just fucking use Boo!
We fucking got him here for a reason.
Yeah. It's there's literally no point, him sort of being on screen at this point.
Why is he here? Just so they could basically lose a slot, wasn't it? Because didn't he fail the exam?
Yeah, that's right.
And then he couldn't fight.
Oh, fucking hell.
So that was what he was doing there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought I'd have more to say about Super at this point, and I just don't.
No, but if it's true that Hit's coming back, that's going to be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to that. I as much as I think it would be cool if they do with Frost what I suggested, I doubt they're going to do that.
Yeah, same. I can't see it happening.
Yeah. What else? I'm just wondering how long it's going to last as well. So obviously there'll be the Hit. If it's true about the rumors, there'll be the Hit arc next. Whether they're going to go for the next tournament after that.
Yeah, let's hope. Maybe the Hit will take place during the next tournament.
Maybe.
No speculation.
And ultimately,
but yeah, it's better than GT, but I'm not wowed by it.
Yeah. Ultimately, at the end, I see it definitely being a battle against Beerus again.
You think that's how it's going to come around full circle, huh?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, interesting. I'll hear you out.
Well, every now and again, they just keep making reference to getting up to the fighting level of Beerus, and there was that bit at the end of the tournament where Hit and Goku are both pissed off because they've just been called pawns by the gods, and they're just like, well, we can't really do anything about it right now. So there's been some foreshadowing there.
Okay, you think they'll take him on and potentially win?
I think so, and I think it might be a case of eventually Beerus is just gonna get so irresponsible, not bother with his duties as a god of destruction, and maybe even Whis will want rid of him.
Well, Whis is supposed to be stronger, isn't he?
True, but I think Whis is stronger, but then there's probably some rule that they'll have in there about Whis not interfering or something like that.
Okay. It will all pan out, and we will find out in due course.
Yeah. In regards to GT, I'll give them credit for the ending. I don't know. I can't think of a better way they could have ended GT.
It was a bit ambiguous, wasn't it?
Yeah. I preferred it to the end. I preferred it to the ending of Z, to be honest, because I don't know. It just the bit where he's flying off with Oob, I was just like, okay, so you're just gonna fly off with this random stranger and just leave your family.
Train the next generation.
Yeah,
be fine. Fine. At least he's sort of making sure that when he's gone, I see it as Goku was like, well, when I'm gone, Gohan can take over for me, so that's fine. We'll practice against Cell, and it'll all be, oh, for fuck's sake, Gohan. That's okay. I have another kid now. Right, Goten, Trunks, do your thing and beat this boot. Oh, for fuck's sake, guys. Right, Gohan, have another crack at, for fuck's sake, Gohan. Right, guys, seriously, this is my legacy. Can I not trust any of you with the fucking... Right, reincarnate Boo, right, and he can have the job, because these twats are useless.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, it's true. That's another thing that's disappointing, is the fact that it's basically the Goku and Vegeta show, pretty much. The support characters just aren't really getting much time to show their power.
A sitcom in my head. Hey, yo, it's the Goku Vegeta show.
Hey, Jeets.
Hey, Jeets.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
But
Right.
to wrap it up, I actually do have a question similar in the same vein of the question of the week that we do on the gaming one.
Oh, shit. Hit me.
Which of the support characters would you like to see get more on screen time?
Supporting characters on screen time. Supporting characters on screen time. You know what? They're lacking in female fighters. This person's particularly strong and capable, and following their awesome introduction, hasn't had an opportunity to do a damn fucking thing. I'm talking about Android 18. I'd also like to see her have a name other than 18. It's not like she had a name. Giro experimented on her and turned her into an android. Now, instead of letting her move on with her fucking life and returning her human name, we're going to remind her of those horrible events by calling her 18.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see like a little sort of mini arc with her and 17, like sort of be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" kind of thing.
Right, here's the thing with Android 18 specifically. Like, the team's lacking in female fighters. I mean, they went for fucking Videl over 18. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It would be cool to see. Every time I've seen her, she's been badass. And every time she's fought, she's had such grace and skill and precision.
Yeah.
You know, don't sideline that. Make that part of the roster.
Yeah, they really should have put her in the Universe tournament.
Yeah. Ah, that would have been great. And think about it. Oh no, because they rid of the they didn't get rid of the android parts actually. They just got rid of the bomb because they asked to turn her human again, and that wasn't doable. So he said, "Can you just remove the bomb then?"
Yeah.
And then she comes out from behind the pillar saying, "This doesn't mean we're okay or anything," and flies off. So she should still have infinite key consumption.
That is true, actually, yeah.
I mean, she can just blast away all day.
Yeah.
Out stamina anyone. She's a fucking powerhouse. Let's be blunt.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I would love to see 18. I was going to say get more action. I'm going to say I'd like to see her do more.
Yeah, I'm sure Krillin already is like a little jumping bean.
The fucker waited long enough. Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Yeah, Krillin gets so much flack, but he ends up getting, you know, what the series classes an attractive blonde at the end, and he still like fights every now and again. The real joke is Yamcha.
Yeah, Yamcha's always been a bit of a joke, though. It's not a
True, but
not
like,
really a fair comparison, is it?
well, yeah, but it's more, Krillin gets it pointed out more, whereas Yamcha, it's just like he's just there.
Like, hi Yamcha, thanks for turning up.
Yeah, I'd really like.
Gonna be honest, wasn't really expecting you. Oh man, how about you? Who would you go for?
I'd really like to see Tien get a power boost and be relevant again. There's no powerful human characters at the moment, and Tien is always trying. He's probably my favourite human character, I'd say, actually.
I'm sorry, when you said Tien is always trying, my mind just went, bless him. He's a trier.
Yeah. He took a fair shot at Super Boo. He managed to keep Second Form Cell back.
Right.
He was even going to join in with the fight with Frieza, like when Frieza came to Earth before Trunks was just like, "Nah, don't worry, guys, I got this," kind of thing.
Don't forget Boo.
Yeah, I said Boo.
Did you?
Yeah, I said Super Boo.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
yeah,
I must have missed that. Entirely. I don't know how.
Yeah,
I did.
And like, it's not as if the humans are super weak. I mean, they managed to take out the Ginyu Force on King Kai's planet.
This is true. So that takes some doing.
Yeah, exactly. Especially, and in fact, he took on both Berta and Jace on his own.
Like, bitches, I can handle you.
Yeah, he took on two of them. Like, that's more than what Chaozu and Yamcha did. I mean, Chaozu took out Goldo, and Goldo's the bitch of the group.
He took out two of them.
Yeah, when they were doing that.
Yeah, he takes out two at the same time.
Yeah, when they were doing the purple hurricane. I mean, we've both played Xenoverse. The blue hurricane is freaking OP.
He took on two at a time and survived a purple hurricane. How are you not seeing the funny yet?
I know.
I just find it hilarious because I'm immature.
Yeah, but no, I'm with you on 18 though. We do need to see some more female fighters.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
it just needs to happen.
Like I've been overly defensive about GT and given it more credit than it deserves, but I think it's bullshit that Pan never went Super Saiyan.
Yeah, when considering, Goten and Trunks just sort of seemingly had it from birth.
Pretty much.
Well, we never really tried, just did it one day.
Yeah, exactly. They just basically had play dates and then suddenly, oh, hey, we've got like the legendary powerful status.
Yeah. Oh, we can do this now. That's kind of cool. Let's play some more. You just sat there as a viewer like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, like, especially like with all the traveling and fighting Pan was doing throughout GT, she should have at least had a transformation at some point.
Oh, absolutely. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue that with you. We're on the same page. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. And the thing is as well, like, some people will be like, oh, well, it's only because she's a court sayer. But it's just like, yeah, but in GT's own storyline, at the end on the last episode, and in the Legacy of Goku movie, he was even less than a quarter Saiyan, and he still went super.
He must have been like 1/16th by that point.
He was Pan's grandson, so let's see, Pan was 1/4. Yeah, 1/16th.
So 1/8, 1/16th. Hooray!
Yeah.
It's almost like I did maths. No, but I've liked this. This has been fun. I've enjoyed this. I can tell you that.
Yeah, me too. Like we said before when we promoted this on the gaming podcast, so we're treating this as a one-shot, partially just due to the fact of obviously our schedules are sporadic, but also just because of how much there is to cover. I mean, I think we've covered a hell of a lot on this one, so I think we'll need to sort of try and let some more content that we can discuss kind of build up before we do another one. But I'm definitely up for doing this again at some point under those provisions.
Possibly, and I'm going to say this non-committally,
yeah,
and very early, possibly January, I think.
January?
Yeah, January. That's a good amount of time. Let's just get Christmas and New Year out of the way. We'll be into another arc on Super by then.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously after each arc there's usually a few filler episodes, so we need to keep that in mind, and there'll probably be like a week or two skipped out because of Christmas, so we might not be into a new arc just yet at that point. We
will do another Dragon Ball one when we do another Dragon Ball one, and you can suck it.
Yep. Alrighty. So anything you want to say before we sign off?
Nope, I am quite happy.
Alrighty, well, I've been Terry, that's been Sam, and thank you for listening.
Thank you. Good night.